Hey, what's up guys, it's Vertical Hoops here. In this episode of NBA 2K15, we're continuing the MyGM series with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now starting off in this episode, I immediately wanted to get into our next game to get further into our season, but after I pressed the sim button, Jason Kidd wanted to talk to us, and he pretty much just wants to let us know that we're going up against Ricky Rubio, and he's #1 in assists in our league, so he wants to know if I want to make any changes to keep him in check, and I actually did. I went over to this menu, and I'm pretty much just changing some minutes around and giving Michael Carter-Williams some more minutes since he's our starting point guard, and he's going to be guarding Ricky Rubio. So I just give him some more because he's pretty good at defense. He's good at steals and on-ball defense and stuff like that. So I think he'll do a pretty good job of keeping Ricky Rubio from getting a crazy amount of assists and getting pretty much everyone on his team open. And I think we'll do pretty good against them. So that's pretty much it for that part. So after that, we went over to this menu and I just started simulating the game right from here. So as you can see, starting off, it looked like they started pretty strong, but then we pretty much came back throughout the first quarter and we ended up winning it by 1 point. And then here in the second quarter, they kind of came back. It pretty much started the same way as the first quarter. They did pretty good, and then we came back, so we won that by 1 quarter also. So now here in the third quarter, it looks like we're continuing our run a little bit more. We won that by 4, and here in the fourth quarter, they're coming back a little bit. There's 13 seconds, and we're up by 5, so I just decided to sim the rest. And we ended up winning that game by 7 points, so pretty solid right there. But then the downside is, in that game, the Greek Freak got hurt, so he has a sore foot, and it's day-to-day. So that's just another bad injury for us. First it was Jabari, now it's the Greek Freak. So our team is just getting injuries left and right. So I moved him down, but luckily he still can play through it, so he's going to be getting some minutes. Right now he has 15, I'm kind of changing everyone else's, but I'm going to end up changing his too. So this is pretty much what it's looking like. Our starter, or Jared Dudley's a starter now, so it's his time to shine. In the past he complained that he wanted to be a starter, so I guess this is his time to show me whether he should be a starter or not, even though he's not going to be in the long run. So that's pretty much the main change, and then our trust went up. So here are our 2 injuries, the Greek Freak and Jabari. But Jabari's out and the Greek Freak can still play, so I guess that's better than him being completely out also. So after that, I went over to our staff and I'm looking at our trainer, and I just want to see if there's anything I can say to him to make him heal our guys faster or anything like that. So I went over to the pep talk, and pretty much the only thing is to improve his trust. So I ended up just scrolling through, and I chose the one to increase it by 30 just because I had an available pitch, and I was just thinking, why not? I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. So that's what I did, and his trust went all the way up to a 92, so that's pretty solid right there. And then there was another option that said just chat, so I clicked on that too just to see what would happen. And it's pretty much just training camp stories or good pickup lines, so they're both kind of pointless. I just clicked on one of them because why not? He told me the story about when some guy got hurt in his shoulder and he had to get taken off in a wheelchair, which makes no sense because if his shoulder hurts he can walk. But I mean, that was kind of a waste of time. It doesn't really matter. So nothing good really came from there, except I did improve his trust. After that, I simmed the rest day, and now our trainer wants to tell you that it doesn't look like we're pushing our guys hard enough at practice. And in the past few episodes, there's been a lot of people complaining about our practices, whether they're too hard or too easy. So if our trainer is saying that they're too easy, then they must be too easy. So I'm looking here, and I'm just pretty much looking at every possible thing I can do to change our practices, because I mean, I really don't want people to get overworked because then they're just going to not be in the best condition for our games, but I want to improve them and have them practice as much as they can because they're a young team and they have potential. So if we can improve them and have them better, we could be in a playoff spot, and with seasons to come, we could possibly win a championship. So I'm pretty much just looking at everything I can to see what I can change. Maybe in the past I've missed something. But besides that, I'm pretty much just changing our intensity level, just trying to get it to the right thing so that it's an even balance between easy and hard, so no one really complains about either one, and so that no one's super tired or no one's super rested, because you know, super rested's not bad, and they'll be okay for games, but then they're not really getting much practice in. But then if it's too hard, then they won't be right for the games, then we'll lose the games, and then it doesn't even matter. So I mean, I just changed what I could, and hopefully it'll work out for us. So after this, I'm seeing our game against the Pistons, and there's so much scout advice right there. So first off, I'm changing some of the rotation stuff. Like I said, I'm moving the Greek Freak's minutes down some more. He had 15, and then I moved it to 16, and now it's all the way down to 7, and just that scout advice would go away. So I guess the scout knows what's best. I'm not really sure. So I did change some other minutes because they want less minutes for Udonis Haslam and all sorts of stuff like that. But I did kind of do what I wanted. And besides that, as you can see, I mean, it's changing a lot, so it's probably hard. But a lot of points of emphasis stuff they want me to change also, like my tempo and things like that. But what I set for a reason, so I kept most of it. Now we're having this game against the Pistons. So once again, a pretty close game. I mean, we did win that first quarter by 10 points. And then here in the second quarter, they're going on a bit of a run. and they ended up winning the second quarter by 10 points, so it was tied going to the third. And now we're kind of getting ahead a little bit. I mean, still pretty back and forth. We won that by 1 point, so this is really close going into the fourth quarter. We have a little bit of a lead, and I just almost jumped in, but we ended up winning that by 6, so pretty solid right there. Here at the box score, Ersan Ilyasova led our team with 19 points and 5 rebounds. He did shoot pretty poor from 3, but I mean, that's okay. Chris Middleton also did pretty bad from 3, and looking at Michael Carter-Williams once again, I'm not even surprised anymore. I mean, he did almost have a triple-double, but he was 0 for 5 from the 3-point line, and 4 for 12 just regular, so that's so bad. 8 for 25 our team. I mean, we really need to work on that. That's our main struggle, and then we also had 18 turnovers, so once again, that's pretty bad for us. In our next game against the Rockets, and we're predicted to win, so I'm not really sure about that. I went over to rosters because I'm kind of confused. I want to see if they had any injuries, and their only real injury is Patrick Beverley. And he's, I mean, day-to-day, but he's not even a main scorer for them. James Harden and Dwight Howard are still perfectly fine for them. So I'm not sure how this game thinks we're going to win this. But, I mean, I guess whatever. I started simming, and then our trainer came to us, and a really good break for us. The Greek Freak is back, so that's really going to help us out, having him against the Rockets, because they're one of our more hard teams that we faced. So, I mean, this should be a pretty good matchup, I guess. I mean, I would think that they would beat us, but this game seems to think that we'll beat them. So, I mean, this will be pretty close. The Greek Freak is back in the starting lineup, and Jared Dudley's back down to 7th man where he originally was. So, I mean, the scout wants me to give him more minutes, but I just don't understand that. I think 24 is fine for him. So, that's what our rotation is looking like right now. And then our trainer, he did gain more trust, and now he's at a 95. So I don't know, pretty solid right there. I'm not sure how much that really matters. But after that, once we came into this menu, I went to the rotations and I changed some more stuff. This is because for some reason I always feel the need to get rid of that scout advice. I'm not sure why. But after that, I started simulating this game, and we started off pretty strong. So looks like we're winning this first quarter, and we ended up winning it by 2 points. So pretty good right there. Here in the second quarter, it looks like we just continued this lead by a lot actually. We ended up winning that by 6, so we're up by a decent amount, I guess. Here in the third quarter, looks like they're coming back a little bit. They went on a little bit of a run, and now here in the fourth quarter, it's back and forth. And it's coming down to the very end, and I slowed it down just to show you. I was so close to pressing stop simulation to jump in, but it was so close at the end that right when I pressed it, the game ended. So then it brought me back, and I didn't even get to look at stuff. But I mean, after that, I just went over to the box score. I'm so angry because I think I could have won if I would have jumped in with about 30 seconds left. So that really stings. We ended up losing to the Rockets. So I don't know, just sad for us, I guess. I don't really know what to say about that. So that really stings for us. We did lose that game. But in the next episode, I'll probably just continue our season because I want to get further into it. And besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one.